Hey, in today's video I want to show you a really cool tool here in Maya called Loft. So Loft will allow you to quickly create unusual shapes that are useful for something like, lamps, vases, or maybe even a space station, right? Because it's kind of a unusual organic shape. So let's see how that works. I'm gonna go to curves, and for this I'm just gonna grab my pencil curve. And from the top view, I'm going to simply begin to draw a curve on my grid. And I'm going to attempt to make it sort of unusual and maybe something that is kind of interesting. So think of this as the profile of my loft, right? Next, I'm going to go into rotate, hold down the J key and just kind of rotate this 90 degrees. You can see that in the bottom left. So that's 90 degrees, and let me make sure that it is. Okay, very nice. Now I'm gonna grab my move tool and just kind of move this up above the grid. And let's go ahead and loft this and see what this looks like. So to do that, I'm gonna click on this button here, again in my curves and surfaces tab. And voila, so this is, as you can see, really fun and interesting shape that literally was created in seconds. And now to turn this into something useful, for example, if you wanted to use it in the game engine, you definitely want to convert this to a mesh, right? So right now this is a NURB. To convert it to a mesh, what do? Well, we select our shape, and then we go to modify. We find convert right there. And the very first option is something that says NURBS to polygons, right? Let's go ahead and click on options there. And I'm going to reset mine. And one of the things that I would need, for example, if this was a game object, or if I wanted to create or use this for further modeling, I definitely would want quads. And I think the only other thing I would want to do is, let's do a count, so maybe we can control how many polygons are given to us, right? So I wanted this kind of low poly, but maybe not too low, so I'm going to give myself 800. And let's go ahead and do apply. Alright, so now we converted our NURBS into a mesh. So in my outliner here, I'm going to delete my curve and my NURB. And that leaves me with this really cool looking mesh. If I select my mesh, I can see that Maya did an excellent job keeping it at, I said 800, so it gave me 798 faces, which is really cool. You can also see that currently the mesh is inverted, right? So we need to flip it. Let's go ahead and make sure we're in our modeling tab, go to mesh display, and let's just do a reverse. And that will reverse our mesh inside out. So this is now facing the proper way. Another thing we could do is, if you wanted to, you can of course smooth your edges, or maybe you want to do a soften and hard, and that will, let me see what my settings are set to. Let me reset this. So like at 30%, if I apply this, you can see that it finds any hard edges that are at 30 degrees, right? So for example, if I want this edge to be sharp, but this here to be soft, maybe I can change this to something like, I don't know, 45. And you can see the difference, right? So now these are being sharp and these are nice and soft. And this is important if you want to, again, use this as a game model, because the hard and soft edges will be preserved in the game engine. So again, a really cool, fun way to build things that are unusual very quickly, and literally just loft things out of a curve, right? So I want to show you this really cool technique. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.